Hello, future forecasting viewers. Welcome again. My name is Courtney, and I'm here tonight with our intrepid team of remote viewers. We'll see our awesome financial analyst, Marty Hibbs, is on deck tonight. Our target this evening is silver. So we're going back to the precious metals field and looking at silver and what it's going to be doing for the next 2 years. So let's start with Derek.
Courthouse full of people or stock market exchange. There's that countdown. People are anxious and stressed. Lots of metaphoric imagery, eagle, stock candle, balloon expanding. And then I got this, I don't think I've ever done this before, but I saw a 3D graph, not 2D. And it was basically time, price, and the volume of trading. And over time, the price and the volume of trading was increasing. Very wealthy, manipulating markets and exchanges and funds to capture more resources than leverage to make even more. They stay in it until we hit our goal. Is that something else that I was came through as audible? Ultra wealthy, the sense is they're not even in it for the money. It's like more of an addiction to power and to be able to manipulate the markets and pull the strings. And then across a 2-year cycle, I see a draw.
One of the things we'll see as we go through the sessions, that sort of manipulation of markets kind of theme seems to come through a bit. So keep an eye out for that. And we're going to highlight Dick's work with this target. Here you will see video for his session.
All right. The first thing I see here is a big meeting with men arguing, and they are contentious. There's a big disagreement. I get the idea that there is something they're supposed to work out, and they're really having trouble with it. And so they're rising from their chairs, they're pounding on the table, they're shouting, and there's a deal that's supposed to go through, and the deal is not going through. I don't know. Two things come together in the idea of a planned destruction. So there is a market or markets that are going to clash and collide. It erupts into shouting. It's very undiplomatic. There's no agreement. They stand, they gesture, raised voices. Some of them walk out. Very contentious negotiations. At the middle of the month, another up toward the end of the month. And then the 2-year is a peak and then down and then a gradual buildup. Yeah, interesting target. Don't really know what it is, but I got a lot of data about it. I hope that's helpful. Look forward to seeing the feedback. I'm on the road in Korea, so I recorded this separately. I'll get my feedback pretty soon.
Interesting was how he related in his session to scenes of violence, conflict, things like that, and how that's going to be potentially having a larger impact on this target.
Okay. Interesting stuff so far. Another ideogram here, not so severe this time, but downward fill here with a big drop. But then I felt after the drop here, there will be a very nice recovery. So it feels like it's going to have a turbulent time with a bottom and then a big future rise to this. The key points I had, it felt like there were several 8 or 9 partners or representatives in a very established group relationship. It was all about monetary power and influence. And it was global. It had global plans. It feels like it's almost like an alliance. So if it's silver, I guess it'd be like a silver alliance or something. Alliance underlined, so that would be important to this target. It had very influential partners that were headed up, and involved in this. A bit of an up-down motion. But is it? Yes, ends the year slightly up than it starts by the looks of it. But yeah, in free peak, 2-year one. I guess these are the free peaks there. But
yeah, I thought you just really did a good job of capturing sort of the large scale power structure and how silver is sort of plugged into all of those different. All right, Sean, you're up.
Next, I saw these cylindrical shaped objects. I kind of AOL'd it as a barrel, but silver comes in these tubes where you get 20 silver coins. Next, I saw a man standing in front of a console looking at a monitor. Again, this could have been the stock exchange. This guy was not happy. He was monitoring some sort of a big event that was unfolding. And I said, it's like an earthquake, but it wasn't literal. It wasn't an earthquake. I get this guy with empty pockets, sort of feeling a sense of loss. And then next, I saw these lines of really sad people, like a depression.
All right, Mr. Naim. Let's see your session, please.
Coins, physical stuff, physical currency and coins. The probe here is deflation, currency, havoc, lending and high rates, And I get the phrase like loss of value and into oblivion. The sense with these people or this kind of person is that they have insider information. They're making sure the time is right. They have an inner circle, and it's like motivated by greed and they're being selfish. A controversial event, unexpected to some, and they are affected negatively. They may demand reimbursement, like kind of like a collapse or a crash event. I mean, it felt pretty positive most of the way, but it does feel like in the 1 year, there's definitely feels like there's a significant dip that, you know, kind of looks like an outlier from the current patterns. And then in the 2 year, it feels like there's another one next year as well.
Miss Colleen, it is your turn. Let's see your session, please.
Okay, and then it looks like I have maybe silver coins. I have a man who sits behind the seal, a financial seal, and it looks like they have secret hearings. And he holds the power to approve things. The seal is a treasury type seal, works for money, for the money sector. I have it steady going up and then just sideways. 9 months or 8 months from now, there seems to be a...
Right now, we will actually take a moment to switch over to Edward's session.
I was getting some ideas here of inflation. And a couple of guys here, and they're talking about it. Inflation numbers, markets, outflow, gold, the precious metals here, the price of gold, and the importance and connection with gold, well, the precious metals, and inflation. So what is this about? A private economy, somewhat hidden, yet massive. This level of investing is not directed at the public. It's an underground economic system, different rules. Make sure that I need to be looking into this. No. Not sure if I need to be looking into this, and I'm not sure if I needed to be looking into it. With an aspect here that was very surprising to me, where I'm being pulled into a different direction the wording is very, very important here. Of a literal underground economy, underground economics. Very interesting. This was from the 16th, a little bit choppy here, and then mostly green. This is my dip again, but everything is very above and positive.
This felt like a big picture target to me, like fundamental changes in like the world is changing and this is going to be part of the change and something's going to come out of it that it involves this. So migration, economic collapse, changes in the way everything is done.
Interesting listening to you guys. You fellas are so on target. It's amazing. I'm just going to go through a few things there. Derek mentioned about 54321 and about like an area with a lot of people. That's very reminiscent of the old COMEX exchange in the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is the largest commodity exchange brokerage in the world, next to the New York Stock Exchange. And the idea of the 54321, they signal, that's how they buy. This means buy, that means sell, and they use these fingers for how many contracts. And it sounded like you said an arena or a ring with the people. That's exactly what it was. Now, they don't really use that much. People are not going to be able to afford to live. They're going to lose everything they've got. There's going to be almost like a depression. And when they do, nobody's going to be buying anything. That's what leads us into a deflationary spiral where the economy is completely screwed. And unfortunately, anyway, that's a mouthful, but that's just a few things that I picked up from your sessions that I could relate to. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but there's a few key things I saw in there that I go, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So let me go to my charts and show you what we've got here. Here's the silver chart. And we do this with Dick every week. So the boxes are support and overhead resistance. They work quite nicely. We do have a target, like Dick says, between now and the fall of $38, $39. Now, I know a lot of people, I've been saying this for years, we've been doing these charts. And so many people I get grief from saying, oh, no, silver's going to $200. It's going to $5. Maybe it is, but not yet.